What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about some Nio. We got some Tesla in here. We're also going to talk about nano dimensions, NNDM. But before we hop into that, we ask that you guys hit that sub button. Help us hit 1,000 subs by the end of February. That's what we're aiming for. We don't even know if it's possible, but what the hell? We'll give it a shot. Also, we got a Discord. If we have not hit 100 by the time this video comes out, there's a link in the description for the Discord. First 100 people in there for free. As of this recording, we got about 30 some people in there right now actively talking, so that's good news. But without further ado, man, let's give it some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So first thing, we're just going to talk about some Nio and Tesla. I got some news coming out with them. First of all, Nio's just blasting off. Side note real quick, we recorded this video the day prior, yesterday, by the time you guys are watching this. So some of this may have changed. Hopefully Nio just keeps going the way it's going by the time there's, by the time we started this recording. But let's go ahead and just hit it with some Nio and Tesla real quick.
So Nio's up 6% as we're talking, yesterday. So, like we said, this was recorded the day prior. So hopefully today it just kept blasting off. But I guess we'll see. But so Tesla, moving on to Tesla. Tesla's China sales doubled on a year-over-year basis to 6.6 billion. So that's a lot of money. But they also reported that 21%, a little over 21% of its total revenue of 31.5 billion for 2020 came from China.
Right.
So that a little over 20% of your revenues coming from China. That's I think that's really good since they just recently started selling over there. So that that could be huge news for Tesla in the long run.
Right.
But but that's up from 12% from the previous year.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if when they release that $25,000 vehicle over in China, if that's going to cause their revenue to go up as well. 21% of your revenue coming from one country is a lot. Like, that is a lot.
Yeah, and usually on the cheaper cars, you're going to sell a whole lot of them, but the profit margin on them is smaller.
Right.
So it'll still bring in a whole lot of revenue and just profit, but it's not. The margins are going to be smaller than the more expensive ones. But you're going to sell a whole lot of them, so I don't think it's really going to matter that much. They're still
I guess that's a good way to look at it too. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Right now, Tesla's down about 2% as of this recording. And again, this is all from yesterday's data. Hopefully, it's kind of recovering by the time we see it in the morning. But we talked about in our video yesterday that the reason we think it's down is because of all the kind of issues they got coming out of China.
Yeah.
So
they had some quality issues with their cars in China.
Right.
So, that's probably why they're down today.
Right.
Well, technically yesterday, but
right.
Hopefully, like you said, hopefully it just bounces back tomorrow. They've been doing good the last few days, so hopefully it just keeps continuing.
Yeah, the last couple of days it's been up and then kind of a bit of pullback. So every time it seems to run up, dude, it seems to run right back down. So
yeah,
we'll see if we start hopefully testing that $900 mark again here soon. But Nio finally breaking out of that $60 mark. I'm really hoping that we stay above the 60 now that we're above it. So we'll keep an eye on that.
New support line.
Right, see what happens there. But the big news of this video is NNDM. So we are personally in Nano Dimensions. For those that don't know, Nano Dimensions basically is a company that creates their own 3D printers. They're called Dragonfly. And these 3D printers print electronic devices, which I think is one of the coolest things. I would think that would be so cool to see. The fact that you can print these 3D electronics and things like that, that's pretty dope. But their CEO came out today. We had this huge run up today, up 4%. Well, let's look at today. Yeah, look at this massive run up around noon, 1 o'clock, dude. It just blasted off. Their CEO came out, and he basically said that he was surprised by their revenue growth. He was expecting close to zero revenue for the year of 2020, and they beat that. So their approximate revenues, they're still going through the audit for the financial results and everything. So this could change. It's not 100% set in stone, but as of right now, they've got $3.4 million in approximate revenue. Doesn't sound like a lot, but they also have $990 million in cash reserves. And here's the big kicker: no debt. That is massive.
That's huge.
That is massive for this company. We've both been in this company for a while. we're up quite a bit in them. And honestly, like anytime they dip, I buy more. I feel really strong with this company, and this is not financial advice. Everything we say is always entertainment purposes only. Always consult your own financial advisor for everything before you guys do anything crazy. But I feel really strong about it.
This morning when it dipped, well, that big dip
right down here
before it ran up. Yeah, when it started popping back up a little bit, pretty much right where you're at, I bought more. Bought more shares. So yeah, any dips, I'm pretty much buying more. So like you said, we're up really good in it, and I only see good things in the future from this company. So
so we'll see if that holds. As of right now, we're sitting about 4% up. You know, and again, this is all from yesterday, so hopefully tomorrow. I feel like anytime this stock runs up quite a bit like this, usually you'll see a pullback the next day or so. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing's doing tomorrow morning. But yeah, so more about NNDM. So basically, again, their president came out saying they weren't expecting this much. He wasn't expecting any kind of revenue from this year, but he also states that their revenue is from multiple sources, and he believes that all of these revenues came from upgrading their Dragonfly printers, and he said 70% of their customers upgraded their machines, which is fantastic. Normally, how many times you upgrade something when, you know, your software that you have and there's a new version, and do you upgrade it every year? No, most people don't really upgrade a whole lot.
Yeah, and usually with big businesses, usually, you know, right when they come out with something new, they're not going to upgrade. Like, it'll take a year or more for a company to actually upgrade. So for them to upgrade right away, and like you said, 70%, that's big.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge. And so they also sell the materials that the 3D printer uses, the dielectric and the conductive materials. They call it ink, basically, that the printers use. So that creates, they said that creates more of a like reoccurring revenue model for them. So that's just money constantly rolling in when people need the materials for these printers. And that's the kind of things you need as a company. I see a lot of companies starting to switch over to the monthly reoccurring thing. You know, Nio's doing it with their battery as a service. You know, Spotify, you know, monthly listening to music instead of paying per song. Like, a lot of these companies starting to switch over to this kind of model. Fortnite, free to play. Get the skins, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
So
yeah. All these kind of subscriptions, these little microtransactions, that's where the money's really at.
It honestly adds up.
Even where I work at, we switched from doing just one big, huge check when you come on board to a subscription, because you don't get as much money up front, obviously, but over the long term, you make a lot more money. So.
But they also expanded some sales into the Pacific Rim, some customers over there, and they also have a proof of concept basically printing service that they offer people who are trying to get concepts and things out there that use these electronics. So they sell, instead of selling them the printer, they sell them the service of printing those for them. So, and again, that's kind of creates that reoccurring payment there. And then they also, you know, in their contracts and stuff that they sign with these companies, they also have the services, you know, to service the machines and stuff like that. So that also creates more incoming revenue over.
They have a lot of different profit streams coming in, so that's good.
And to pretty much end the video, he also came out and said that he expects a slingshot. He quote unquote a slingshot of effective sales. So basically, he's expecting more sales to come in once COVID is over. So to me, that is huge news for Nano Dimensions. I'm dropping more in on the next big pullback or the dip because I'm riding this thing out and I feel really, really strong about this company. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. If you guys are not in it, again, we always recommend you look at it, man. Take a look at it, take a peek, see what you guys think. But that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. It really helps us grow the channel. And again, we're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the month. And again, if that Discord's not full, click that link, give it a shot. First 100 people over there, get in for free. But again, that wraps up the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.